Well, it looks like it must be time. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Timeout Tuesday on May 19th. Gosh, the month is flying by. Well, today I am going to be doing Valley in Bloom. Now, when I saw this in the catalogue, I loved it because it reminded me of when I lived in Ireland. There was a forest that was near where I lived. It was pine forest, but in springtime, the ground was completely covered with bluebells. And bluebells and lily of the valley look similar, except that they're blue, um, but very, very similar. And you just looked out, and this is what you saw. So here is Valley in Bloom, and of course, Valley in Bloom has a lot of sentiment for some people because some people carry lily of the valley on their wedding bouquets. So I don't know if you did. I didn't, but I know some people do. So there is a beautiful suite. There's um, the stamp, the embossing folder, or the embossing folder, and the dies. There's the DSP, and this is the other side of the DSP. And there is also some gems, and this beautiful looks white. So I'm going to show you that. Um, this is some more with it. Goes with beautiful colors. Lemon lime twist, granny apple green, garden green, pretty peacock, coast cabana, and blackberry bliss. But you can use all the other colors with it as well. So let me show you the looks. I love this. Didn't know if I would use it, but actually I'm going to use it on my first card today. It's white with like a silver line on it, which you probably can't see in the light. Maybe a little bit. On that one, it's like a little square pattern. On this one, it is the lily of the valley. And the other one has leaves on it. And they're really hard to see, but you will see when and then this is the gorgeous paper. I'm going to set this on the floor. And this is the paper, which is absolutely beautiful. You get full pages like this, with this on the other side. This is the green with just a neutral on the other side. You get this. This is a full page, same on both sides. Make a beautiful scrapbook page. And you've got that on the other side. Let's see what else I have. I've been cutting into this. So there's this one, which has got like this duck color, darling duckling color. Oh, I see you, puppy. I've got a puppy that's coming to see me because they are feeling desperate, the two of them. We have honey back. So yeah. So this is the papers. They are absolutely gorgeous. This is like a little bit of the DSP. There's brie that's in here. So let's have a look at the first card. Now we've got both of them. They both escaped. Okay, this is my first card. And this is one I've used, this one here. This is when I've used the Looks white paper and I've colored it. Not all over, but in some spots. So you probably can't see that, but it's got like a silver line. And this has two. And I used silver embossing and Birdie blush on this. So I already started coloring this, and then I thought this would be perfect for doing a card. So let me show you what I've done. So I just need to do a little bit more. Which one's this? Light runny apple green. I haven't quite got to the edge here on some of these. Get the other side. I'd started coloring it and then I thought, oh, so just add a little bit of depth to it in here. and along there, and between the flowers. Now, it looks quite strong at the moment, but you'll notice as it blends in that it actually becomes much more, you can't see where I've put the new stuff. Okay. And then I've used, there's a little bit there that I want to fix, and a little bit up there. I want to use the Burley Blush as well. And I use the dark Burley Blush. I was just checking on my bells. And I think they're almost all coloured in. Okay. Just give them a little bit of a highlight. You don't need very much because it's a very sort of delicate, beautiful card, this one, but very simple to make. So I've cut this strip and I've made the card. So this is the card, and basically what I've done is I have my normal size, and then I have taken off 2.5 centimeters off the side. Just have to watch because the screen's a bit smaller than I'm used to, so they suddenly disappear from the screen. So this is the base of the card. This is the insert of the card, so it goes in like that. Now what I've done is the bit that I'd cut off, I've used the Lux DSP and popped it on there. Okay, so I'm going to do that first. And let me get my tape. Hope you're all well this morning. We got Honey back on Friday and she settled in as if she was never away. Very happy. I'm just going to pop that on the inside. And you can see I've already embossed. I love the font on this stamp set. It is just so clear, and it's really, really pretty. So I'm putting that on the inside, and then I've got this piece, and I'm going to stick it on there. So let's get that sorted out. Just have to make sure I stay in the middle of the screen. There we go. Okay. Now, I saw something similar to this, but then I changed it. So I have this. This is from a punch called Decorative Circle, and I love the shape of this because it has different curves around it, and some are smaller and some are larger. And I wanted to use that as the background on this. So before I do that, I'm going to show you what I did with this piece, just to highlight it a bit. This is one of the dies in the set, and you can see I've got a little bit of pink on it. I've got one that doesn't have any pink, and I've got my Pretty Blush, and I am going to actually use this to do a pattern on my card. You can see that I just want to do one more in there in the middle. I think that should do. And then I'm going to get my dauber, and I'm going to go around the edges of this piece of cardstock to tie it in with the color, the background color. You notice that the ink is a little darker than the cardstock when you put it on like this. So let's get right around. There we go. That off, close that. Okay, so I'm going to put this together. So all I'm going to do with this is just going to put a little bit of tape in the middle, because I have this one now. I just got a couple of little bits to push out. And then I'm just going to set that across it. I'm not going to colour it in at all. Here we go. Actually, might move it a tiny little bit. It's hardly got anything holding it. There we go. Okay. Now I've done this in embossed silver, and I'm going to colour it in the same colours as I did the background of that. So here's our pink. And there are 5 bells there. And our runny apple green, the light one. Just get around. I think this runny apple green is starting to run out a little bit. I think that's the problem with it. I have another one. Okay. Now to give the bells a little bit of depth, I've got some crumb cake here. I could have used basic beige, but we don't have those. So crumb cake is actually really perfect for this, to give them a little bit of dark texture at the top. It just adds to the burly blush. There we go. Just a little bit of shadow creates. Now I am going to put some dimensionals on this. One up there, one there, put one down the bottom, and one there. Don't need too many. Take the backs off. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is place the bells on top like that. Okay. And then I'm just going to add this to the card, so I can decide where I want it. I think about there. And you can see that I don't want to go, don't want tape on the whole thing. I just want tape on this side here, the left side. So just a little bit of tape along there, enough just to hold it in place, like that. And almost finished my card. Let's pop that there. And I have, excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold this morning. I have here somewhere, here they are. These, I think, might be retired, but they're pearlized faceted circles, and they're actually the perfect colors for this. So I'm using the one that looks a little like white, but it's got a pinkish center. So I'm going to pop that there, that one there, and that one down there. Okay. They're really pretty because they come in 3 colors, and they're actually very, very, very good with this. So, I keep my old embellishments because you never know when you can use them. So there is my first card this morning. Okay, let's pop that out of the way. Now, my second card was inspired by a lady called Celine Guillermas, who's Guillerma, who's a French lady. And I'm going to show you the one that I have finished, and I've improved it even since I did this, because all the instructions are in French. And this is a picture of the card you can see here. And I did this for my mother my mother-in-law for Mother's Day. So I'm going to show you how I quickly made this. Okay, so this is the front of the card, but it's not the piece that stands out. This is it here. Okay, and we use basic beige with this. So when I did the original, I cut these separately, but I'm not doing that with this one. So here is my base. Okay, so it's 21 wide, by 14.9, and I have scored, or I've actually scored 2 centimeters, made a 2 centimeter square in the middle, okay, and scored it down the middle at 5.25. Then I have used my cutter to cut across here and cut across here, so that when I open it up, this goes back and this goes forward, okay? No, the other way around. That goes forward and that goes back. So that's what the card looks like, okay? Now, to put it together, this is the back part, and it's going to go on here, okay? And before I put it on, I'm just going to stamp, and have I got the color here? I don't have my garden green here. Just give me 1 second. Thought I did. There we go. Oops. Hope I didn't knock that too much. Oh, I think it's okay. Might have gone a little bit to the, sorry. I have knocked it a little bit. Why don't I move that? So it's in the center. Just a little bit too far over. There we go. Oops. The expert's here. Hello, sweetheart. This is Ree, just so you can see her. She just came in to say hello. Okay. Quite it. There we go. That's better. Thank you, darling. He's my expert on this. Okay, so I've got to one of the nicest people I know, which is here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is pop that like that. I'm going to put that on that side, and I'm going to do it in garden green. I've done a lot of the stamping in garden green on this to one of the nicest people I know down the bottom. And then I'm going to also do the outline of the flowers here, like that. Okay, now I'm going to pop that out of the way. I might put that stamp on the other side so that I don't get it in the way. I'm going to close this for now. Okay, so what I want to do is to color these in with the colors that I used on the other one. The pink, and this is on basic beige. Doing this first, and then we'll go from there. Okay, and a little bit of crumb cake at the top of the flowers. There we go. And then my light granny apple green on the leaves. Yeah, this is my old one. I can tell because of the nib. That's okay. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to stick that in place on my card. I'm doing this bit first. So this is 10 by 14.5. I'm popping it in there. Okay. And I put a mum on it as well when I did it for my mother-in-law. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I've done a lot of cutting here. Okay, so I'm going to leave those for the moment. Okay, so what's happening is that this is going to go on the front and the back, okay? So I'm going to put this on the outside, this one, and you notice I've just cut the square out of that again. And I've made this slightly different size. What did I make it? 1.6, whereas the other was 2. So it's going to sit like that, okay? So let me put some tape on it. And on the last one, I did it in 2 pieces, but I think this is a much better way to do it. Okay, and I'm just going to layer it on the front. Down a little bit. It doesn't want to move for me. It likes to stick to my fingers instead. Let's try again. That's better. Okay. So that piece is in place. Reasonably happy with that. It's not that you really see this part of the card, but I just want to move it over a tiny little bit and just fix this side. There we go. But that's what's going to be there. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to do the same with the other piece, and I'm going to put it here. It just fits one way better than the other. That's better. Okay. Same size as the one in the front, 1.6 border around the basic beige. The center cut out. Keep the center because you use it. Okay. And I'm popping that in place. Okay. So that's the sort of the base of the card. Okay. And that's going back and that's going forward. Okay. Makes sense? Okay. Now we have some strips here of basic beige, and I'm going to pop them. I'm going to make them up first. Okay. So I've got some of the Lily of the Valley DSP, and I'm going to do the wrong side actually. Well, not the floral side. I'm doing the gingham side. I'll explain to you in a minute why. Okay, there's one. Let's get hoping I've got them all here. Want that side. I mean, you could use the other side, but that one's made. Two more to make. There are a few bits to this one, so it's a little bit more fussy than, which is why I've done all this prep beforehand. That one's a little bit too long. And I'm going to take a tiny little bit off the bottom. That's better. And the last one, I'll just check that it's right. Yep. Do these. Okay. Now, I'm going to put all of these in place. Look at that one. It's longer than the other ones. Let's check, see which one is correct. That one's wrong. Okay. It's shorter than the others. I'm hoping they're the right size. Oh, that's perfect. Yep. So let's pop those in the inside. One there. And really, it's the inside of this card that is this special thing. Like that. And then I'm going to put these on the outside. Now, this one is a little bit short, so I might still use it, even though it's a little short. I can take it off. Actually, I might leave it off, and then I'll fix that up. So I'm going to put these on the outside because we're doing the exact same thing in the other side. So this one, as you can see, it's just a little bit too short. So I'd cut that wrong. Okay, so I'm going to leave that one and I'll replace that one later. Okay, so now we're getting towards the nitty-gritty of the card. So that's there, like that. Okay, now I have already cut out some Lily of the Valley, and I'm going to make up this flower with its leaves. This is cut out of garden green, and I have some glue dots which I'm going to use. You notice I haven't put the other these bits on yet. So I was just trying to get. I've been out all morning. I had give some blood this morning, and then I had to have a booster shot for my whooping cough, just in case I'm in touch with babies or something like that. So I'm going to pop this on the back of that. And I've got these are both cut the same way, but look, I have them like that. So I'm going to put that one like that. Need in it a little bit more so that it overlaps that one. So what I think I might do is get another glue dot, roll it up, and here at the bottom, just put it there, okay? And then I'm going to get one more glue dot, pop it on top there, and then I'm going to do that. Okay, I need another one, I think, on that. Might put one up on the flower. Let's roll it up. Like that. And I'll move that one out a little bit. Okay. That's better. And I'm going to snip. Can you see how there's a little bit of green there sticking out at the bottom? I'm going to snip that off. Okay. Now, to put it on my card. Okay. So basically, it's going to go on like this on the front. Okay. Right in the center of that piece. So let me get a couple of glue dots. I'm going to roll it up a little bit. And I'm going to pop that there. Okay. Want it down a little bit more. And then I'm going to put the stem to the left fold. I'm going to roll that up, put it under it. Okay, like that. Push it over a little bit so that that's lying flat. Now, I get this. This is 1.2. And what I'm going to do is, when I get it the right way around, is pop that on top. So let's do that. Getting glue on it. And I'll show you why I put that piece in first, because that actually sits out when we open the card. Okay, so let's get the bluebells the right way around, or the lily of the valley the right way around, and pop it on our card. Center, center, and you see that covers your glue dots. Okay, so that's the inside of the card. Okay, that's the inside of the card. So when you see it, it's sitting up, it looks like that. Then I will get the other piece. Whoops, it's caught on the other piece. And I'm going to do the same with it. I could have put it on before, but I didn't. And it's again 1.2 square. If you want instructions for this, I have them written out, but I haven't posted them. So if you want, because everything that it was all in French. And though I do know some French, I was a little, so this one would go there. Okay, so that's the front of the card. When you go to post it, you do it like that. Don't do it like this with that pointing out the way like that. Okay, don't do it like that. That will be in there because it's bigger than the envelope. Okay, but just lay it completely flat. Whoops. And I just bent that a little bit. And you know what I'm going to do, just to give that a little bit of stability, is put a glue dot just there. That'll hold that. So there is my card. You can see that when you go to post it, just lay it flat like that. Of course, that piece will be in there. It's just a little bit small, and I want it to be a little bit longer because I want to be able to use this card and I don't want them to be different. So that is my card. I thought this was really pretty and I tried to recreate it. It may not be the same as Celine's, but yeah, that's what I've done. Okay, onto my last card now. I'm going to just pop it up there out of the way for now. Last card is really simple. Got some gems here. This is the card we're making, and it's really, really simple. Now, that's why I've left it to the end. Just a piece of DSP on Pretty Peacock and a stamp on the inside. So let's do that first. So I've got my Pretty Peacock here, and I've got To a Forever Friend. Sometimes I do this stamping ahead, but I'm doing it first today. To a forever kind of friend. What a lovely sentiment. Okay. Now, turn it over and put it in place on the inside. And this is a cut your DSP down the middle, down that way, so it flips like that. Now, I'm just going to stick this onto the card. You can see that this is a kind of my favorite piece in the whole thing. Just ordered some more of this because I'm actually going to do a class with this. Now, I've got some white thread, and I'm actually going to just put a little bit of tape there because when I roll this, and I'm going to make a bow, but it's not really a bow. Okay, so I'm basically, let's make that a little longer. Okay, and hold that in place with my finger. Keeps wanting to escape. And then I'm just making a figure 8 on my fingers. Can you see that? Then I'll slip it off. And I've got sort of a rough bow, and I'm just going to put that there. Okay, like that. And I will cut that side off a little bit. I should have the other end too somewhere. It's, I think, hiding. I'm not quite sure where it's hiding, but where are you? Other end. Don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Now, here we go. Now, I've got this little disc that I've cut out with DSP, and somewhere on my table I have, because I just saw it a few seconds ago, probably got caught up in something, a little thanks. Maybe it's underneath my stamps or falling on the floor. I can see it on the floor. But this is going to go on dimensionals, so let's do that at least, and I'll find it probably in a moment or two. One there, and one there. Okay. I knew I should have held on to it for a second because those little bits are just a bit of a pain sometimes. They suddenly disappear when you want them. Okay, I'm just going to set that on top of it like that, and I shall have a look. I think it's just probably slipped under some of the other stuff that I have here. And I get my gems, which are fallen. And I have a little thanks stamped already. And I'm not quite sure where it's disappeared to, but I would put that on the top with a gem. And then I've got some more of these basic rhinestone or rhinestone basic jewels. And I'm just going to put those on the card. So I'm going to put a large one here and a medium one up here, somewhere on a white area. And then I'll put another large one on the white piece when I find it, which has disappeared. Okay, but that's the finished card. So it's really simple. I will find it because there it is. I knew it was around. Okay, so let's just put that on. It was hiding under the card. I'll just use a little bit of this here. And I'm not going to worry about putting the top in the elastic band today, Bev, if you're watching. I'm just going to, because it's only a tiny little bit, going to pop that on the card like that. And then I'm going to get another large gem. Always keep these. These have been around for a long time. Always keep these on hand because they're very, very useful. So let's have a look at all our cards today. So we've got this one. This was the third one we did. A little thanks. Made a faux bow. This was the other one we did. I'll just move it down a teeny bit. This is the other one we did that sits up. Beautiful card. Just takes a little bit more time. And then this one here, which is, and you can see that, yeah, these are my 3 cards that I made with Lily of the Valley. I hope you like those today. I really like them and I'm really happy with them. And now next week I am going to use one of the stamp sets that we have in our catalogue. Is going to be around for the whole year, called Scalloped Balloons. And I'm going to use that for my card for next week. So I hope you can join me for next week and that we can get together again. It will be the 26th of May, the last Tuesday in May. So anyway, I will say goodbye for today and I hope you can join me. Okay, bye.